My first question, I think, will be the easiest one. Who are you?
I am John Thomas, normally called nickname Root.
Okay. Where'd that come from?
I don't know. Just one of those things that got caught up with you when you're young and it stayed with you the whole time long.
All right.
Yeah,
Sounds good to me.
but everybody calls me that.
Tell me a little bit about your affiliation with the Fredericksburg Rescue Squad. When did it start? Kind of tell me that story.
Well, the thing, I believe I joined back in 77, 78. And I'm a local, original here, being in Fredericksburg all my life. And got to know some of the old time, like Mr. Bill Billingsley, whose daughter graduated with me. And he was so involved into it, and Sam Perry. So just decided one day to go ahead and just take a class and join up.
So tell me a little bit about when you joined up. Tell me what this area was like. I mean, were you guys still the only game in town in 77?
Yes. Back then we were the only game in town. In other words, we traveled everywhere. We did all the counties. We even went down to Bowling Green. You get you get some pregnancies down there. You had to go down there and pick them up and take them straight to Richmond to MZV. So we were covering a lot of calls.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about, you said, it was just something to do. Did you have any idea what you were getting into? I mean,
None whatsoever. And the big thing was getting through the test. That EMT test wasn't easy, but we got through it, and every 2 or 3 years you take it again. So you're studying from one time to the next one.
tell me what it was like. Tell me what it was like covering calls. Maybe you can even kind of.
Well, the thing of it is, you got into the habit of covering calls, and then you have your old standbys. In other words, when a call came in, you know who it was. Well, they always call them for you to take them. It was like a taxi cab thing. You take them here and take them there, and you never know what you're going to get on a call. They call and say, "Well, I'm sick. I can't move this and move that," and you get that, and it'd be something entirely different. So it was always excitement that to know what was going on. Then, of course, when you get to the wrecks, then that's another ball game too. That you don't know what you got involved there, and you work as a team. In other words, you got these two in the back, two up front. So you work as a team to get the job done, get them to Mary Washington.
So is this kind of like family?
Oh yes, yeah. You get to know everybody, and then you don't. Sometimes you get with a team that you stay with that group, or you branch off from it. I even had calls where, working in town, whoever was on call down there, you didn't have that volunteer thing all day long. She called me up and said, "Can you go on a call?" She said, I got a heart attack earlier. Can you pick me up?" I said, "Yeah, pick me up and we'll go and see what we got." So stuff like that.
Did you have a job at the time?
Oh yes, my goodness, yeah. I own a print shop in town. MJ Printers. Get a little ad in there.
So tell me a little bit about that. I mean, so you had a job. So how did that all work out?
Well, it worked out. That's what they would call me up, and then of course if I was free, I'd have them come by my print shop, pick me up, and then we would take off and go on the call and see what we got. It might be gone a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours. That was the thing.
So tell me a little bit about how this community, because it sounds like there were a lot of people like you that had small businesses or whatever, but they could just up and go when an emergency call came in. So
Well, I think it's just a concern about the community itself. You want to help, see what you can do. If somebody's in need, you go and do it. If you got a big disaster coming on, then you all get together and you go for it. But even somebody who falls down, you pick them up, put them in an ambulance, and you go with it.
How did this community embrace the Fredericksburg Rescue Squad?
Oh, I think Fredericksburg Rescue Squad was the one who started it all to begin with. But all the counties around here, Stafford, Spotsylvania, and all, it was a big thing, and it was even big in the state too. The Fredericksburg Rescue Squad was the number one squad. It covered all the areas.
You brought us in a picture. Tell me a little bit about that picture.
Well, the picture was that was a fun drive. My wife was in a sorority, and every year down on Caroline Street, it was a tape drive, money drive, and what you would do when they would come by and donate $1, they would take that dollar and they would tape it down, and you'd have the whole Caroline Street, one whole block down there, with nothing but dollars being taped on it, and that was a big fundraiser. At the time, they used to bring in a lowboy, a van in there, and they would actually have music. Played music downtown for this fund drive.
So it was a pretty big deal.
Oh, big deal. It was a big deal. It lasted for a long, long time, but, like everything else, it eventually, it went out. But she was so involved with that sorority that they volunteered I forgot what time of month it was, or year it was, what it was.
Talk a little bit about the equipment that you guys used in the '70s.
Well, it was pretty well basic. We back then we didn't go into we didn't get into the whole lot of giving IVs and this, that, and everything. But you pretty well basic. You get them stabilized, you get them taped up, get them bandaged up. Give them oxygen. Make sure you hope you're gonna keep them there long enough to get them to the hospital.
Did you ever follow up on any of the people that you took to the hospital?
Oh yeah, I've had a couple of people come up and tell me, said, I certainly appreciate you coming and you did this. And actually, you'll follow up. A lot of these people, when you take care of them, you go, sooner or later, they'll send a donation in. They said, we appreciate your rescue squad. I want to donate this to y'all. Keep the good work going.
Are you happy? Are you proud of the work that you did?
Oh my goodness, yeah. 38 years, 39 years, I reckon so. Yeah.
What are you so proud about?
Well, proud of just being able to serve and being a member of the First Floor Rescue Squad. I mean, I got the tags on my truck out there with Rescue Squad, and everybody recognizes it. They see it, so they know you're involved.
And one thing that's different from today is that and there's still volunteers, obviously, but you guys did a lot of this stuff, all of this stuff, on your own dime, on your own time. So kind of talk a little bit about the importance of that, and why is it different than getting paid to do something like this?
Well, that right there, you're volunteering. In other words, the thing of it is, if you do a night shift, in other words, I've run all night long and then still get up and go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's a sacrifice that you make if you want to do it. If you're not lucky enough to do it on weekends. And we all had our own schedule. You had so many hours that you had to put in. It wasn't just like they would call you and say, look, we need a crew. You were assigned that certain day of the week, a certain night of the week, and that's what you did.
What do you want people to know? We're doing this interviewing all you folks because we want people to know what was here, what is here. So what would you say to folks about maybe what you think the legacy of the Fredericksburg Rescue Squad is? What do you want them to know?
Oh, I think it'd make a big difference, and the Fredericksburg Rescue Squad is so well known, and people know that the Fredericksburg Rescue Squad is out to take care of you. If there's a need, you call, and they're going to be on the scene. It wasn't any, we'll keep calling, find somebody, or the fire department. No, it was the Fredericksburg Rescue Squad who did the work.
Do you have any memorable calls that you remember, for good or bad, that stick with you?
Well, years ago, when you had a hard pregnancy here in town, you would take them to Mary Washington. They would give you an RN. Then you'd have to take them to Richmond because they wouldn't do it. They couldn't do it here. So we made a lot of trips like that. I've taken two. We went down to Bowling Green one time, picked up two of them, one in the shield, one on the thing, and took them straight on to MCV.
Why'd you do all this? Why'd you keep going? 38. I mean, you've been,
Yeah. I enjoyed it. And it was helping the community. You get to know these people. They see you coming. They appreciate it. The main thing is they appreciate your help so much. They're so glad to see you, to take care of me, do what you got to do.
It was the right decision for you then.
Yes.
Steve, what else do we have?
I think you got it.
Yeah, you answer questions like, man, you just bang out the answers. It's great. I don't have to poke and prod. You just answer my questions like in a rapid fire. You were challenging.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it was good. All right, I got nothing else. You're done.